years. Psych, just kidding. I'm back. It's been 2 months since I last posted. I'm gonna try this new story out, see how it goes. If y'all like it, I'm just gonna continue it. If y'all don't, I'm still gonna continue it because I like it. And yeah, let's continue. Many years ago, things were different for everybody. No one had a choice. Everybody had their own way. It wasn't pleasant, but people had their own minds at that time. No one was afraid of doing things, and people were free. Well, some of us, not all of us. I had two desires for myself. One, to be the best person I can be, and two, to help others and be the hero that I desired. That was all ripped and stripped away from me. At a young age of 14. You might be wondering, how did I die? Or supposedly, what happened? Well, for you to understand what happened, you have to understand my life before that. So let's get into it. To understand my life, we have to understand the world that we live in. The population of the world has superpowers called quirks. And these abilities may vary from difference. Some may give cool elemental powers, others may get useless minor abilities, such as levitation or even like reading emotions. But you can get any power you ever wanted. It didn't really matter what you got, as long as you got the power. It could be a small, annoying power to completely just being able to read through thoughts or seemingly be able to catch up a lie. That was what a quirk was, an anomaly. Something that just popped out 200 years ago. And ever since the world accepted it, one small problem. I said 80% of the world. What about that small 20%? Oh yeah, they're called quirkless. Guess what? Guess what group I'm in? Yeah. Not hard to believe, right? Crazy. I'm in the latter minority. I'm just a kid who was born without a power. Now, I'm just trying to figure out my way around. Or, I try. Things weren't easy, but two things are pretty potent to me. One, I had no superpowers. And two, my life was hell. Well, that's what I thought until it became a lot worse. The boy, Izuku Midoriya. What was his future? Questionable at that. What was he going to do with himself? If you asked him, he would have probably not give you an answer. Or he would have gave you one answer, to be a hero. But that's impossible. With no power of his own, that would be downright suicidal. But he didn't care. Not as much as anyone else did. Well, it was fun days, right? Izuku pondered his time. Everything was so great. It was going to be the last few days of, this semester before they choose their ultimate high school to go to, their desired, to chase their dreams and goals. What was that? Well, it was quite obvious. Everyone had one dream to be a hero. So did he. Who didn't want to be a hero? You get to save people's lives. You get to use your quirk, develop it to develop cool, flashy moves. Fame, glory, money. Well, he didn't really care anything about that stuff. He only cared about saving people's lives. That's the only thing that mattered to him. The money and the fame, it was nice, but not really the forte. The real rice cake. The pudding on top. That didn't matter. Or didn't matter as much. It was different. But he smiled. Until the teacher asked, what do they want to be? And he was put on blast. Yep. Still the same. No different. Wow. I feel loved. And now after being told by his former, my best friend, now tormentor, to take a swan dive off of a building, it was a thought that was pretty interesting to the boy. Swan dive. Good advice. No, not really. And now he was pondering everything. He just met his idol, the number one hero, All Might. A man who he practically worshipped. And now he's kind of just broken. The man that he worshipped, that man didn't really care. He asked the question that he always wanted to ask. Could he be a hero without a quirk? His answer was no. No, you cannot. Sorry, young man. But being a hero without a quirk is dangerous. Even I, the symbol of peace, have to be careful sometimes. And on the cherry on top, he knew All Might's secret. So that makes it a lot better. Izuku didn't have many things to do with himself. He had a couple things, but nothing too bad. Was his home life terrible? Well, how about you come and find out? Come and find out. See for yourself. He opened the door, and there they were. His family. Toshinori Yagi, Inko Yagi, and his twin sister. They were always together. And what was he? The outcast. Wow. No affection as usual. The boy continued to walk on with himself. Now he thinks about it. His young group of friends that he used to have with his sister, Kachan, Katsumi, and Shoto, and Shoka. They were all close, but now, not anymore. They were all just distant. And they all bullied him. The Bakugo twins and the Todoroki twins bully him with his sister. And even worse, his sister and her boyfriend as well. It wasn't that very long that Katsuki and Izumi got together. To be honest, they were a perfect match. A hell of a match. If you asked him, was he happy for her? Kind of. Maybe if she didn't torment him so much, he'll be a lot more happy, but hey, they were sickos. Certain crowd of people have come together, you know? Maybe he did attract the wrong crowd. Crazy, right? Very. He sighed. A few things came up in his mind. What the hell is he supposed to do? Being told to swan off the roof by Katsuki, having his sister ignore him, and while enjoying in the fun was something else. And now that they were all just having a grand, happy time, you proceeded to look at them. He walked to the room quietly, not making a sound. They wouldn't even notice him anyways. Once he arrived to his room, his barren, empty room. It had nothing. Well, almost nothing. Only thing he had, one thing, was now just these. He looked at the few all my posts that he had once he was a child before he was diagnosed quirkless. And looking at them now, all he could feel was a sour taste in his mouth. Sour taste like nothing before. He proceeded to tear down the posters. He wanted to rip them apart. The rage wanted to come over him, but as much as he knew, he could just do something else with these posters. These merchandise. They can go for a pretty penny. Wrapping them up, putting them in the bag, ready for sale. He sighed, seeing it go through his closet, grabbing the rest of some memorabilia, and looking to see, well, this. An old box. It was a pretty big box. Pulled it out, opened it. It was Freddy's memorabilia, or Fazbear Entertainment merchandise. What was Fazbear Entertainment? An old company that was formed in the 1980s. More precisely 1983. And they have been around ever since. There were some, crazy rumors that went around, but they kind of got through it somehow. Not sure. This is something about some kids going missing, but they were all, found? They weren't found, no. They were all still there. The company somehow made it through all the incidents and all the horrors that was going around it. 5 kids going missing, more kids dying, and somehow their company still standing tall. Over time, the rumors just became, rumors after a VR game came out not that long ago. And then they became more popular than ever. East is an old Freddy's location. It wasn't far. It was actually one of the first Freddy's opened in, Japan. They went international not that long ago. Maybe 20 years ago, if you was remembering. In the 1990s. And now is this time. But that location was, open? He didn't really know. It's been a while since he's been there. The last time he went was... I can't remember. He proceeded just to look at everything that he had. Plushies to posters to coffee mugs. Heck, even masks. It's when him and his friends weren't so jaded. Touching the Fox mask that he particularly liked the most. Foxy was something special to him. In a way, Foxy reflected himself. The character was the exact opposite of him. Brave, outgoing, charismatic, and he was confident in himself. Things that Izuku wished he could do. Be. Just like anytime he ever looked at this mask, he would always want just to be him. Just one time. It didn't matter when or how. It just mattered that if he can just be the Fox. It was his favorite animatronic out of the roster. There were the four characters. He sighed. It was a point. Proceeded to look at the rest of the plushies. There was Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy. And then the golden one. He didn't remember its name. Or he did. He remembered. They couldn't hide that part. Fredbear. They tried to rehash him into something called this Golden Freddy. A new mascot. He knew the truth about it. It was an incident not so long ago. A bite. An accident. That ended up hurting someone. Didn't know who, but it ended up hurting someone. Fredbear was cool, I guess. He performed for not short long. He only saw the animatronic mascot a couple of times when they brought him out. But then after a while, they put him right back to wherever it is. Probably one of those backstage. Or put him away for storage. He was old enough to understand when they meant that he was going to go. That Fredbear was going to take a leave. It was going to be a permanent leave. Not a short leave, but a permanent one. Then he was remade into a new character, Golden Freddy. And everybody else seemingly forgot about him, except for him. He didn't. You proceeded to look at something interesting, pulling it up, and it was a fox mask. Foxies. They had plenty of these. They were popular. And they kind of still are. He smiled, going with the texture of the mask. It was a fox, a red fox, a lighter shade of red on the snout, with a couple of sharp teeth that were gold. Pirate aesthetics. They were pretty cool. He found it entertaining. And then his door was barged open. He paused, turning around, surprised, seeing whoop-de-doo, Izumi and her boyfriend. Oh, goody. That's what he needs. Well. Baka smiled. Look what we have here. It's Deku. Baka proceeded to look behind him, smiling. Now, what you got behind your back? Izuka proceeded to simply close the box, proceeding to put the mask behind him. Nothing. Just some old stuff. Really? Some old stuff. You mind sharing? Izumi simply smiled. Why don't you share? We are twins, after all. You have your own stuff. You don't need to share mine. Really? She said with a sneer. She proceeded to use her quirk, pulling the mask. Izuka was shocked, proceeding to panic for a moment. She proceeded to pull the mask to her hand, looking at it. Really? This old thing? Baka looking at it. Hey, I remember that. Freddy's, huh? The Fox. You still care about those stupid rosters of animals? Izuka proceeded to look annoyed. They're not the stupid animals. Baka simply chuckled. Yes, they were. They were always a stupid roster of animals. Just like you, they fade throughout time. Useless. Just like you. Now I think about it, I don't really see them talking about Freddy's anymore. What about you, Izumi? Nope. Don't even hear them. I don't even think they're on the newspaper either. Wow. They faded into a legend. Into the background. Just like you. Bacchus smirked. You know what, nerd? We have a perfect gift for you. Bacchus smiled. What do you mean, gift? Don't worry. You and your Zumi's birthday's coming up soon. And I had a great idea. How about we just go back to Freddy's? Since you like it so much. Izuku proceeded to look surprised. I think I'll pass. What's wrong? You want to go back to your old buddy-old place? No, I'm good. The boy proceeded to grab the boy's shoulder as proceeded to hold it tightly. You're going. You don't have a choice. Kanchan let go. Proceeded to feel a grip upon his other arm, but it wasn't physical, it was mental. Turning to see Izumi using her quirk. Come on, let's go. I want to give you a gift anyways. They proceeded to take him and pulling him along for the ride. Asumi proceeded to watch this. She proceeded to watch as the two proceeded to pull along. Todoroki twins were watching this as well. They proceeded to follow along. As the group of teenagers proceeded to leave, Uzumi is giving an excuse to why they're leaving, saying they're going to go out for a walk. As the door shut closed, Kashinori proceeded to look. As usual, the rough housing as usual. Yeah, they are. That is Zuko with them. Kashinori proceeded to look. I think so. I'm surprised he even came home. Yeah. I didn't see him come through the front door. She proceeded to look, wondering. What's wrong? I don't know. I just have this bad feeling. You know? Kind of fearful. I don't know why. I'm sure you'll be fine. Whatever you're feeling, it's probably nothing. I guess you're right. They arrived. Freddy's. The old building was still somehow open. There was a few cars. Maybe 4 or 5 cars. They proceeded to enter the building, pushing the boy inside. The building was surprisingly still working condition. There was a few, noticeable cracks here and there, but the building was still maintenanced. Maintenance enough to be, useful, I guess. This was surprising. This brought back memories to Izuku. Surprising memories. Seeing this building again was shocking. As one employee proceeded to say, welcome to Freddy Fazbear's, magical place where kids and girls alike, family fun will come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible. You know what? Never mind. The employee simply say, walking away. Bummer. As Kasumi simply says, I remember this place to be a lot more lively. when we were kids. Yeah, Bakugou says it's kind of sad, but not really. This place sucks, anyways. Bakugou looked and smiled. Well, how does it feel, Deku, to be back here? Yeah, nice. But can we leave now? I don't really want to be here. What's wrong? You believe in those stupid rumors? What rumors? About those 5 kids going missing here. Those were 5. That was in the U.S. There was only 3. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm sure you'll be fond of this place. Fond? No. Unsettled? Yes. They proceeded to walk through the pizzeria, pushing the boy. He was seemingly at the area. This was so great. The building was pretty large. A couple party rooms, prize counter, arcade room, room A, seemingly couple showrooms, and the infamous front stage, where the main band of animatronics proceeded to lay. Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. Look at these ugly bastards. They look hideous. Kasumi proceeds to say, hey, have some respect. They entertain kids for how long? It doesn't matter. So I have some fond memories here. Yeah, whatever. Bakugou said. Now, as Bakugou proceeded to pull the boy to the side, let's go talk to a real friend. They proceeded to pull him to the side to Pirate's Cove. It was a mini area where pirate memorabilia would be all over. There's a lot of, caution tape there, saying not to go. We can't go there. Why not? There's a lot of caution tape. You remember what happened? There's an accident. Don't worry. He's been doing that there for years now. I don't even think he works anymore. Bakugou pushed the boy and continued pushing the boy as they proceeded to arrive in the Pirate's Cove. The small little area. It had a lot of seats that were in shapes of, clams. A lot of fake, gold stuff. And a lot of, pirate memorabilia. They arrived at the front stage, and there he was. Behind the purple curtains with stars, was Foxy. Didn't you love this animatronic anyways? Yeah, I did. I still do, but I don't want to be here. Bakugou smiled. Oh, don't worry. This is going to be a few minutes. Hey, Icy Hot. Bakugou turned towards Todoroki. Open the curtains for us, would you? Alright. Todoroki proceeded to do so. Shoto proceeded to open the curtains and showing the red fox in all its glory. The fox was decorated with many stuff. A hook hand, eye patch with a skull upon it, with 2 swords. A pirate had a pirate hat. A few jewelry upon its ears. And it wore a pirate coat along with pants. Shoes, pants, for its get-up costume. It was black and purple, surprisingly, with a golden little pirate stash around his neck. With a parrot punch the left shoulder. Look at that. All its glory. Foxy. You had a lot of memories with this one. He proceeded to push the boy to the animatronic. Go on. What? Get on the stage. No thanks. I'm good. Fox scowled. Get on. Izuku proceeded to glare. He proceeded to glare. Bakugo was glaring at him also. The boy's glare seemed to shut down Izuku as he proceeded to flinch. Taking a few steps back, proceeded to look at the animatronic, and proceeded to sigh. No confidence at all, as Izuku thought. He proceeded to get on the stage. The animatronic proceeded to tower over him. It was tall. 7 feet? Or was it 8? He wasn't sure. The thing was still tall. Not the tallest of the bunch, but tall. As we proceeded to look, seeing it, it was still surprisingly clean. Looking at it closely, the animatronic had a pirate coat, black, with a under-like garment that was purple, with the usual white pirate shirt that was usually white. It had a gun on its holster around the hip, which he now thought, why would a pirate need a gun? The animatronic was deactivated. It's been years. He remembered why. It had a malfunction. Seemingly, surprisingly, activating and kind of attacking someone. Not on purpose, but it was an accident. He remembered it. It was horrifying. He got the adult with his hook and completely carved into the man's side. Back then, him simply said it was a malfunction. And ever since then, this place, he's been closed down. He proceeded to breathe in and breathe out. It smelled dirty, awful. Nothing too bad, like the other 3, but the animatronic was seemingly very clean. Alright, I'm next to it. What do I do now? August to rub this in the chin. Hey, how about you put it on? As Todoroki simply said. Put it on? What are you talking about? What I heard is somebody saying I'm trying to be used to wear suits. August looked at Todoroki, remembering. Oh yeah, old Fredbear. He was some sort of weird suit, if I remember correctly. Right. Put him on. What? I can't do that. I don't even know how to turn this thing on. I don't even know where to look for how to put it on. Well, figure it out. It's a good procedure to be kind of saying under his breath. I wish you were the one to put it on. What was that? Bakugo said. He proceeded to pop an explosion. It was cautionary at best. Izuku was more than now panicked. He did 2 things. Looked around, and then he saw it. There was a small little detachment within the animatronic's back. He proceeded to, do the obvious. Open the animatronic from the back, and seemingly there was space to fit inside. Just enough. Okay, don't panic. It's just gonna pop in and out. It's alright. No need to panic. As long as I keep the back open, I should just be able to fit out. He proceeded to put his first leg first to the costume, and then the second to the animatronic. And then he was inside. You couldn't see anything, obviously. The animatronic was, well, dark. He can only see through the mask for the bottom of the mouth. The top of the mask wasn't see-through. Okay, no problem. I think this is good enough. Try to stand up straight, but nothing. It wouldn't really budge. It was light, or he could tell. Bakugo smiled. Good. Hey, sis. Close up from the behind. And be quiet when you do that. We're going to give him a good gift. She proceeded to nod, understanding. She proceeded to walk out of distance. Izuku proceeding to look through the jaw, the slightly open jaw. And he simply asked, "So, can I get out now?" "Not yet." Bakugo's simply looking at his girlfriend. Izumi proceeded to smile as she proceeded to pull out her phone. "We're just gonna take some good pictures." "Really?" Izuku thought. "Now they're gonna humiliate me. I wouldn't be surprised if they put this on the school gram." Izuku scowled. He proceeded to hear light footsteps behind him. He didn't know why. He proceeded to lean his back out, turning around and seeing Kasumi. She proceeded to smile, closing from the outside. Wait. Wait, no! As it proceeded to close, shutting tightly, Izuku panicked. Oh, crap. He knew he shouldn't have done this. Explosion would be a lot better than this. He was breathing heavily. Bakugo smiled. "Now look at you. You and Foxy are one and the same. Outcast. Stupid old robots, stupid robot, and a stupid Deku. Now, fully one. How does it feel, nerd?" He proceeded to take pictures and continued to laugh at him. "Come on, let me out. It's like really hard to breathe in here." Izumi said, "Stop whining. You'll be fine." She said, as looking at the boy. The boy simply scowled. "She's not the one stuck in an animatronic costume." This is the worst feeling ever. Then they heard a voice. "Hey, what are you doing here?" One guard said. They all turned around to see the head guard of the place. "Get out of here, now!" "Oh, thank God." Bakugo and the others say, all right, fine. We're leaving." The head guard proceeds to say, "You better be. Move it. Come on. This place is not safe." It's not safe. They all proceeded to leave as Bakugo turning around, smiling. Izuku proceeded to panic. No. Come on. Don't do this to me. Damn it. Great. Now I'm stuck here. At least can I move this thing so I can at least get the guard's attention? This was perfect. Just perfect. Everything he needed. Now he checked in his costume. costume that he didn't really want to be in. Ah, great. This was just what he needed. Maybe if he waited long enough, someone would notice. Or hey, well, let's just, maybe if he waited here long enough, they'll come back for him, right? All he's gotta do is wait over the night. Wait overnight. What was he even talking about? That sounds crazy. Why would he wait overnight? Being here was already bad enough. Now, to wait here overnight? He couldn't do that. Now, suicide. Suicide at one. Crazy at best. So he was just gonna pop around and find out. Ziggy didn't even know what he was gonna get into. Well, the best way to do is just to wait and find out. Or check it out. So he waited. An hour went by, and nothing. And then he heard people speaking, and then they said they're closing. Closing in 2 hours. Okay, maybe they'll come back between that time, right? Another hour went by, and another. And then it was closing. And then they closed. And before you knew it, it was pitch black. Dark as hell, and he couldn't see. What the hell was he supposed to do now? He's stuck in some animatronic costume, and now he can't even move. Was he gonna starve to death? He can go a few days without eating. Well, it's practically 30 days. But he probably won't last long without water. Crap. This was the worst time to panic. You proceeded to hear whistling as seemingly the night guard proceeded to come in. Proceeded to go around the building, whistling, flashing his light around as he simply walked by. Wait, there's someone here. He proceeded to cry for help. The guard is simply not hearing him. He had whatever was in his ears. Probably earbuds. Ziggy Super Scout, come on. Just not what he needs. Proceed to ponder. How the hell is he supposed to get out of here now? The way Zippy's trapped, stuck within the animatronic costume. Sighing. Great. He heard footsteps, though. They were heavy and loud. He looked up through the animatronic's mouth to see a pair of eyes looking in. You could see they looked panicked. They were animatronic eyes. You can barely see the faint shape of its face. It was a rabbit. Couldn't tell the color, but you can tell from its slightly yellowish color. Probably yellow. You've seen their eyes looking. Fredbear? The animatronic proceeded to look. As it then spoke. No, not Fredbear. Spring Bonnie. Spring Bonnie. Spring Bonnie. He heard that name before. Where did he hear it from? Wait a minute. Spring Bonnie, the yellow rabbit. Here's Spring Bonnie. Wait. How are you moving? The yellow rabbit proceeded to shush him. Shh, shh, shh. Quiet. The guards, they find you. They will not like it. Before you know it, you'll be in trouble. Very big trouble. You may even get arrested for being here. What are you doing here, kiddo? Well, it's a long story. Well, I'm here for the long story. Well, a couple of my friends and her sister kind of put me in here. Really? How's that? They forced me into an animatronic costume, and I kind of had to put it on. So they're bullies. Yeah. Bullies. That's the correct word of saying it. I don't really like it, but it is what it is. Alright then. Give me a few moments. If you want to get out of here, you gotta get through the head guard, the guard. And he's been ordered not to let anything leave. That means you. Oh. That's perfect. Just perfect. Actually, even to a point. I'm trapped here. Dude, I don't really know what to do. Well, I can help you out. We just need to get rid of the head guard first. Get rid of? How? Leave it to me. All you gotta do is once I open the suit, you make a break for the door. Okay? Sure. But for that, I need to go to the party service room. That's in the back. Near the backstage. But that's gonna take a little minute to find the right tool to actually open the suit. I'm surprised you actually opened it anyways. Well, yeah, I kind of did. It was kind of already open to begin with, so makes sense. All right then. I need you to stay as still as possible. Don't make a sound. And the rabbit was gone. It disappeared into the darkness. This was perfect. He was trusting a mascot. He knew that whoever was in the suit wasn't actually the Yellow Rabbit, the mascot character himself. It was obviously a person. But he didn't really care. All he needed to do was just get out of here and go home. He proceeded to subside. Maybe after this, he'll probably just go home. And then after this, never return to Freddy's. At all. Because this is not worth it. He paused, stopping. He heard a sound. It was screaming. The screams were loud and terrifying, and they stopped. What was that? He panicked. Started breathing heavily. Those were screams. Was that the rabbit? What did he do to the man? Then a few minutes later, the rabbit reappeared. He's been dealt with. What did you? Don't worry. He's a little sleepy. But he should be just fine. Don't worry about it. Sure, you got the thing, right? Yeah, I got it. But I need you to do one thing for me. You don't tell anyone what you saw here, all right? Yeah, I won't. Okay, good. The robber disappeared from his line of sight, going behind him. Okay, this won't be too bad. Then he heard cranking sounds. He's opening the suit then. That's good. The cranking sounds got slightly louder and louder. And then it became a lot tighter. Now he thinks about it. He can feel his body stretching in a way. His neck seemed to stretch uncomfortably. Hey, are you sure it's opening? Oh, yeah. It's kind of just being a little bit difficult here. Okay. It's kind of starting to feel uncomfortable and it's starting to hurt. Oh, okay. That's good. The boy paused for a moment. Good. Spring Bonnie? Are you there? Nothing responded. Hello? She tried to look through the mascot's eyes. He can barely see through them. They were kind of faint. You can see through them, but they were very faint. Anybody there? Shh. Just stay quiet. No one will hear you. What's going on? I can't just let you leave. Why? Because you've seen. I hadn't had this much fun in ages. Will you really understand what I'm talking about? There's only a few things I can truly, really say, but for you to understand, the rabbit proceeded to open the mask, showing a grotesque, mangled figure within the mask. It looked horrifying. I am Springtrap, closing the mask once again, and you are mine. What the hell? What are you doing? Why? I know you might be questioning a lot of things right now. But you have to understand, you entered here, a place of happiness and fun. This place is a sanctuary for lost children like you. How do you? Izuku Midoriya, right? The boy paused. How do you know my name? I recognize you. You used to come into Freddy's every time when you were younger. Whenever your siblings bullied you, your friends, you came running here. But then not long after, you stopped coming. You grew up. But now that you're finally back, we're all back a happy family again. Let me go. Let me go. I can't do that. You have to stay here. With us. Forever. I can't just let you leave now. You know too much. You saw too much. And now you'll be joining us. Izuku saw 3 eyes glowing in the dark in the back. What the hell? Why are you doing this? Don't worry. I hear you'll be happy, safe, free. There'll be no more pain, no more running, no more anything. You'll be free to be what you desire, what you want. You won't be looked down upon for one measly little power that you don't have. Okay? Welcome to the family. You hear tightening again. Don't worry. The sprinklers only hurt for just a slight moment. Just don't scream too much. What? Then he felt a pain within his side. What the? He felt it stabbing into him. His stomach, his legs, his arms. He felt his neck being torn, ripping. Wait. A ripping sound being heard. His neck being ripped open into. He felt the blood. He felt it. Blood leaking from his body. His jaws. Rods stabbing into his jaw. Connecting it to the infront jaw. The eyes proceeding to reel back. Implanting itself into his skull. Stretching his eyes, crushing his own eyes in particular. It proceeded doing this as it acts instead of trying to fit the endomouth in. It proceeded to rip his jaw open completely, tearing it apart, dislocating. The only thing that was keeping his jaw connected was a sagging bit of flesh from the back of his neck. He felt the pain. It was horrible. Somehow he was still alive through this agonizing pain. He couldn't see anything. He couldn't feel anything. He could only feel pain. The agony. And then it was like torturous moments. He was drowning in his own blood. He couldn't breathe. His lungs were pierced, heart punctured. And then he died slowly. It was slow, agonizing. Death was taunting him, asking for him to come. He wanted this to be over with. He didn't want this slow, agonizing death. And then the sweet release finally came. The rabbit proceeded to look. Clean him, children. Clean the soup properly. And also, go make sure our other guest is approximately fitted in well for a role. We have a lot of work doing tomorrow. The yellow rabbit proceeded to disappear into the darkness. One of the animatronics proceeded to grab the fox, pulling him to the back room to clean him up. And make sure there's no blood left. I don't want to even see a drop of it on the floor. The animatronics proceeded to go to work. Cleaning. Good. Very good. The next day, Izumi felt that she was missing something. Or something was missing. She didn't know what. It was tagging her in the back of her mind. Telling her. She went through like any normal day. Any day that was just normal. Day went by and the day ended. It was like that for a whole week. No, 2 weeks. 2 full weeks. It went like that. She pondered what she was forgetting. And every day out of those 2 weeks, she felt worse and worse. What was going on? Why was she feeling so shitty? She stopped. It was school. Lunch was popping up. A bell rang. Time to eat. She proceeded to start eating. Her friends proceeded to look. As she proceeded to continue to eat, everything that proceeded to remind her was the past, memories. It was first her father just vanished from their life. He was just gone. Her biological father, Masashi Midoriya. He was just there one day and gone the next. And then her stepfather, Toshinori Yagi. He appeared in their life and everything changed. She remembered everything. Izuku was close to Asashi a lot, their father. They're quite literally carbon copies of each other. And their mother, that was the world to her. But then Asashi just never returned. I'm not sure why or where, but he just never came back. She looked down at the katsudon that she was eaten by her mother. This was Suzuki's favorite. He loved it. But then it hit her. It hit her like a truck. She was surprised, looking up quickly as she looked around. Priscilla turned to Katsuki. Priscilla asked, "Have you seen Izuku?" Bob let Priscilla looking at his girlfriend. "What are you talking about? What about Deku?" "Have you seen him?" "No." She turned towards her other friends. Shotos would be shrugging. "Not really. I haven't really seen him since, well, we left him at Freddy's." Kasumi said, "I'm sure he's fine. Probably just mentally recovering, right?" Shoko sighed. "I'm not sure." "Wait. You don't think he's still there, do you?" Azumi speak. "I never saw him come home. I even waited for him for a few hours. He never came home." Pockets scoffed. "I'm sure he's home. Probably just came when you fell asleep." "No, I'm serious. I never saw him home. I would usually just see him in the corner of my eye, just walking by from the front door. But I haven't seen him all week. For the past 2 weeks, I haven't seen him. I swear." Shoto proceeds to be near his eyes. "All right, then. We go back to Freddy's. We investigate." August scowled. "Why do we need to look for this nerd?" "Because eventually our parents will notice. And let's be honest here. I don't really want to explain to where Izuku went," as Shotosuke said. "Such a father. He's quite fond of him." Shotosuke agreed. "We should probably just go out to school." Bakusu scowled, "And if he's not there, then we'll go home and check. We'll go to Izumi's house and check." "Fine. First we go home. Check the nerds there at the house. If we don't, We'll go other place that he would have went. Gone to. We'll check Frey's last. Kasumi said, I'm sure he's fine. I hope so. School came to an end. They all immediately went off to places that, well, Izuku would have gone. First, their old childhood park. Nope. The woods they used to hang out with when they were kids. He wasn't there. Not any stores he used to go to. And they checked at home. Nothing. Izumi proceeded to check everywhere in his room. If he was even hiding. She simply looked. She said, he's nowhere. I can't find him. I checked the old woods that we used to go to when we were kids. He's not there either, Shoto said. I checked the park, as Kasumi said. Yeah, he's not there either. I checked the stores that he used to go to just to buy hero merchandise. Shoko said, he's not there either. Baka simply looked towards the chest within Izuku's closet. Looking at it, seeing how the fox was laying on top of it. I guess he says Freddy then. Izumi simply asked, why would he still be at Freddy's? I'm pretty sure he would have gotten out by now. Probably. Let's go. August said, telling him to follow. They proceeded to want to go at Freddy's. And it was closed. Surprisingly, an incident went down. One of the night guards were mangled up. And it's being closed for investigations. Again, Frey's being closed down. Again. Katsuki said, well, can't check there now. We're still going, Izumi said. Stop. Alright, why are we all suddenly caring for this quirkless loser? Because in the end of the day, he might be quirkless, but he's a human being. And he's my brother. Bakugo stopped and turned. Okay, he's your brother. When did you start caring about that? When I started realizing I started becoming a real bitch to him. She simply glared at Katsuki. We all have been. Do you even remember why we started bullying him in the first place? She doesn't proceed to stop. Proceed to think about it. We made a promise to prevent him from becoming a hero. Shoko looked as saying, well, yeah. When did beating on him and telling him to take a swan dive was that result of telling him not to? Okay. Shoko said, maybe we took a little too far. A little. Yeah. She simply said, as proceeding to follow along, I'm going in. Are you guys coming or not? Shoto proceeded to follow along. Shoka and Izumi to continue walking. Kasumi proceeded to follow. Bakugo scowling. Fine. They proceed to follow along and walk into the building. Walk to the building. The front doors are locked. Shoto said, let's go through the back door. They went to the back, and seeing there was a lock on it, Shoto proceeded to use his flames to melt the door lock. He proceeded to open. Let's go quickly and check. But you can't be too loud. He proceeded to walk in as they proceeded to look around. They looked around and proceeded to wonder, alright, where are you? Alright, let's split up. Check everywhere. Check the arcade. Shuttle, check the arcade. Choka, check the price counter. Maybe he's there, hiding. Me and Koski will check the front stage in Pirates Cove. I guess I'll check the backstage then, as Kasumi said. They proceeded to split up, looking around. As they looked, there was nothing there. Azumi proceeded to look at the animatronics. Now she never thought about it. These guys were unsettling. How could they ever find these appealing as children? Bakos said, "Alright, nothing's here. Let's get out of here." No, not until we find Izuku. Bakos scowled. Look, the nerd's not here. He's not here. He's probably somewhere else. This is the last place that we saw him. There's only one more place that we can check. Seeing the others reunite with them, they proceeded to look. He's not in the kitchen, nor is he in a supply closet. Not in the prize corner. I checked. He's nowhere. Well, one more place to check. The Cove. What if he's still trapped within that animatronic? There isn't really any way to really open it from the back. I'm sure there's a way to get out. Well, said, come on. They proceeded to go to the Pirates Cove. It proceeded to be a caution. They proceeded to look around. They noticed some weird red stains on the stage. But the animatronic looked completely spotless. Like it was recently cleaned. As they proceeded to look, they looked around. This is when Izumi simply asked, "Does anyone smell that?" "Yeah, it smells really bad." Izumi simply said, "Yeah, and it's coming from there." She proceeded to point towards the animatronic. They all proceeded to walk closer. Shoka proceeded to take a sniff. She proceeded to rub back her head, holding her nose. It reeks. It's really bad. Bakugou glared at the fox, sighing, "Fine." He proceeded to look at the fox, looking at it for a good look. He glared his eyes, seeing some weird things around the eyes, and it gave him a bad feeling. He proceeded to take a closer look. Look at the mouth. There were some light markings upon the inner of the jaw, the inner jaw. It was light and red. He gently opened the jaw. The jaw was open with a really a smooth mechanical sound, both a squelching. He opened the jaw, proceeded to open it, and what he saw shocked the boy. He stood still, surprised, taking a few steps back, falling back and hitting his rump on the floor. Izumi proceeded to look. "What is it? What did you see?" There's a dead body in there. They all proceeded to flinch. "What? What do you mean, dead body?" They looked within, seeing The body was mangled. Like terribly mangled. Izuna was shocked. The body was so mangled she couldn't recognize it at all. It was so torn. Oh my god. What happened? I don't know. She proceeded to look, seeing tufts of brown hair. This is not Izuku. They proceeded to stop looking. As one said, it's not. No, he has green hair. This is brown. Who is this? It doesn't matter, Kasi simply said. Let's get the hell out of here. So, he's missing, Shoko simply said. As she simply asked, well, we need to get out of here. They turned around and make their way out, leaving. Akio simply looked back, looking to see Trunk jaw as the hair proceeded to fall. One small strand. And those small strands were brown, but some of them were, but they started turning, the strands were a shade, halfway started turning green. His eyes widening. That body inside that electronic, that was, no. No. It was Deku. There was no shot there. That's his body. He panicked. And then from the distance, from one corner of the building, white eyes, glowing eyes, looking through the shadows. He panicked. Proceeded to make his way out, leaving through the back door. Closing. The yellow rabbit proceeded to watch. He looked at the door. The doors would need a new lock. But then looking at the cove, walking towards it, he looked at the fox. It was useful. He knew they were going to come back to check after 2 weeks. It worked using that brown hair dye. But not all of his hair could be dyed brown because it was kind of mangled. But now worst. He needed to get rid of the body. If those kids proceed to call to the cops, they can practically get this location shut down. You need to get out of it, get the body out of here. So the rabbit proceeded to get to work, removing the body. Once he removed the body properly without damaging the animatronic itself, not everything was removed. There was a couple of things still remaining, like a heart and a few heart and surprisingly, seemingly the stomach. And a few mangled intestines. He left that there. He'll remove it later. Once he cleaned it up, he read it up, and it was time to go. He made his continue to make his way until he heard something groaning. He turned around slowly to see the fox was activated. It was on. Its eyes glowing an orange, glowing a golden like orange. It was groaning. The rabbit said, so we see the shush. Shh, my child. Shh. Don't worry. You'll get what your revenge soon. You'll get your revenge soon. It was cold for Izuku. Cold. He didn't know what to feel. He felt cold, but he knew he wasn't dead, or he was. He can tell. He was dead, obviously. But he can still think, still react. The one thing ran through his mind. Why is he still around? Shouldn't he be, like, in heaven? Heck, maybe even hell. But he's seemingly still here. He had a guess. Somehow, some way, his soul, I guess, didn't go to heaven. He was pretty innocent. He didn't do anything wrong. He felt it. He looked at it. He can see. Well, not properly, but he can just see one thing. A mask. Every time he tried to touch it, he felt pain. But he can hear things. Not long, he heard his sibling, Izumi, her voice. He felt a rage come over him when he heard her. She got him killed. All of them did. But now, he was dead. And seemingly, he's undead. Look at the fox mask. He had an idea. Somehow his soul is connected to this fox, the animatronic. That's the first idea that came up to his mind. To what he remembered from an article. Some rumors that kids going missing at Freddy's somehow, some way, possessed the animatronics. It was a rumor that went around. An old rumor. But now you think about it, maybe in some sort of way it was true. They did say in some sort of way, rumors are the truth. He sat beside. He looked at the mask, then he looked back at his hands. He didn't want to really die. He wanted to be free, not dead. No, he didn't want. He wanted revenge. They tormented him. They hurt him. They killed him. And now he's here in this dark void. And they get to live their normal lives? For what? What, and then they can be heroes? He should glare at the mask. No, he can't just have that. No, it's not right. It's not fair. He scowled with an anger. They got him killed. He's trapped here in this never-ending void, and they're free. He looked at the mask, reaching out for it. I won't just die. No, I'll come back. No matter how many times you guys kill me, I don't care. It doesn't matter. No, I refuse to die and allow you guys to go unscathed. So free. No. No, you must be punished. Punished for your crimes. Until I ask to be satisfied. I refuse to allow you to rest. You should not have killed me. I'm gonna make sure that your pain, that your agony, that you feel what I feel. I'm gonna make sure that you feel every minute of it. You should have. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna find you. No, I am the one you should not have killed. I'm gonna come, and I'm gonna find you. I'm coming for you. A pair of eyes started to open, glowing brightly with anger and revenge. Looking down upon his hands, he saw it. He was possessing it. The fox. One burning passion was only left. Kill them. Kill them. Make them hurt. Make them regret. Make them pay. They will suffer. He turned his head around. He looked. Where was he? What is this place? Seemingly, he was in a new place, somewhere different. He saw, he watched. He looked. Then he saw it. A yellow rabbit bring a young child. The boy was smiling with an innocent on his face. The young child was brought. The boy was put into a back room. The yellow rabbit proceeded to looking at him. He proceeded to put a hand upon his mouth, shushing him. The door closed. And then he heard screams. Crying, screaming. He felt the pain, the agony, flashes of his own death and others. This yellow rabbit, he's also responsible. The yellow rabbit is also responsible for everything that's happened to him. He turned towards the main stage, the others shaking as well. They also knew. They couldn't do anything against it. It was still so powerful. Compared to him, he felt so weak. This rabbit, it must also suffer. It's taken his life as well. But the greatest anger that brought him, it used him. The yellow rabbit proceeded to finish his work, seeing he stuffed the last child into a yellow Fredbear suit. Simply laughing, stopping as he needed to get things done. Fred's gonna open in another week. And once this was done and over, he'll have enough remnant to recover fully. He just needs to make sure that he's not on his tail. He's beside. He looked and he watched. The animatronics possessed haunted with the souls of his victims. 3 from many years ago, and 2 recent ones, now to his bidding. You see to speak. Every guard that comes here, kill them. Collect the energy remnant. Bring it to me. You know where to find me. The rabbit proceeded to disappear into the darkness. Each of the animatronics proceeded to feel some sort of control over them, come over them. Like the rabbit was manipulating their memories, controlling them. Izuku felt his memories being controlled, wiped, being replaced by some sort of image. He wasn't strong enough. He wasn't strong enough. He was wiped clean. And then, Fate reopened. It was once again a place of fantasy and fun come to life. Everything was perfect. A normal day at Freddy's. But when night came along, things changed. Tormented souls awakened and eager for revenge. Willing to do one thing as their funny bunny friend told him: to collect.